Yo, what is going on, my fellow weebs? Chrono here, and welcome back to the channel. So today, another maintenance has completed, which means we have another maintenance update video for you all today. But before we jump into that, if you guys are new here, like I mentioned, my name is Chrono. I primarily cover PSO2 content. We would much appreciate the subscribers work our way towards that 10K mark, hopefully by the end of next year. We'll see. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this. So this update is completed, and there are a few little interesting tidbits that have popped up kind of out of nowhere, and some things we didn't expect. So subvert your expectations. We'll see how things go. Let's start by popping over the NGS site, and we'll jump into these updates head first. So here we are directly on the NGS site. In case you're wondering to yourself, why would I listen to this person reading the information when I can read it myself? You're absolutely right. You absolutely can read it yourself. And I'll leave a link in the video description for you to get over to that information, or you to read it yourself. You don't have to wait for me to make videos like this. But if you much rather me read it to you, give you my thoughts, my explanation, my information, then hey, kick back, relax, enjoy the time. We start with update details. Update details, usually if there's going to be any patch notes, they'll be listed here. So we do have some changes. So Foundia have been added to the drop of following enemies. So it looks like Malevolence have gotten these Foundias, and the new item, the following new item has been added to the Augment Capsule product list in the item lab under Exchange Enhancements. Lux Hal Finale. So it looks like these Foundia mixed with Lux Hal Finale, or mixed with Hal Finale, is going to give us Lux Hal Finale, which I believe is got HP PP and it's 5% potency. So it's a pretty powerful upgrade if you're someone who is, working on their gear, something to go ahead and chase after next. Surprises popped up. I mean, it's not added to a dual quest, so these Foundia aren't too difficult to get a hold of. And of course, Hal Finale are just Hal Finale. We've had them for quite some time. Looks like the following changes will be made to the rewards for limited tasks for PSO2 Day. Oh, this is a little bit of a spoiler. I was going to talk about this when we got to the point where we're talking about PSO2 Day, but here we go. Stargem tasks have been added as a reward for each task, or Stargems have been added as a reward for each task. Players can receive up to 20 Stargems in total for completing all tasks, and trigger common yell has been removed from all tasks. Okay, so yeah, they got rid of the annoying, kind of useless common trigger, the yellow common triggers. We have so many of them, and they don't really amount to much once you have max level. And they replaced it with Stargem tasks, so you can now earn an extra 20 Stargems during PSO2 Day. Pretty dope, actually makes it worth doing those tasks. You earn up to 70 Stargems now on PSO2 Day. Go ahead and go to December updates. So start things off, we have the Christmas 2023 event. It is beginning finally on December 20th. It's been a little while. I figured we would do this at the beginning of the month, but hey, 20th is when they're starting it. They're probably going to go through to like the new year and all that stuff. So they've decorated, of course, Redum. We do have Saint Rappies and Reindeer Saint Emperor Rappy and Reindeer Rappies. So pretty cool. Z-Tray is the navigator in her Christmas outfit, very cute. And there's a bunch of different items in the seasonal point shop. Now I know people are kind of like, what's worth when it's seasonal point shop? We'll make a video of the in-depth stuff that's what's worth in the seasonal point shop. But one of the biggest faux pas I've seen of PSO2 players is they undervalue just even the smaller things that end up adding up to massive amounts of money they could be making. So it's why a lot of times very inexperienced PSO2 players stay very, very I don't want to say, but they stay very poor, and it makes perfect sense when they're not taking advantage of the things that are virtually free in front of them. The Varicol series is basically the Trunkle series, but a different color. These will be strong during the event, but post-event they won't be very useful. The potential is the usual. It's the crit potential itself, and the added augment is what makes these very powerful. Basically, all the enemies in the game outside of like Solus and Aegis are going to be seasonal enemies, so you're just going to bonk them with these weapons during the event and be very, very powerful. This is kind of the great equalizer during events, where players who aren't, using the best weapons in the entire game have the ability to be as strong as players that are using some of the best weapons in the entire game. So take advantage of it if that's your power fantasy. We also have event tasks and titles, and then of course the augment that are going to be added so you can shred enemies. Limited quest added, a gift from Benefan, and more. Mysterious old man Benefan has prepared an event to show his appreciation of Arcs. This Arcs Santa, let's see. Successfully complete the trials to earn gifts. To complete all the trials and grab tons of swag. Now I did take a look at the drop table for this quest. I thought they look pretty good. It depends on how often they drop, but basically you're looking at LC augments, you're looking at flugels on the drop table, you're looking at all the armor on the drop table. So fingers crossed, drop rates are pretty decent. They tend to be a little difficult, especially in situations like this where you have consistent access to the LTQ. The drop rates are not exactly the best. I do disagree with them being as low as they are during events. I feel this is the one time they should be kind of like a little overinflated, which would drive prices down quite a bit, but it would allow for quite a bit of fun for players to catch up and gain access to some of these bigger, more intense weapons for post-event, essentially. Defeat your enemies special task markers to make Emperor or make a Rappy spot appear. So it looks like the Rappy spots are a thing again. It'll be good to go ahead and take them down, to go ahead and farm up our good friend King Captain. King Captain can now be make his, or has now made his debut, and he can now pop out of these Rappy spots. So it's pretty insane. They've also added in the new reward box. So this is something that I am a very big fan of. While I don't really care too much for the items that are in this reward box, concept is something that should stick around, in my opinion, and apparently is going to stick around. So the reward box essentially is another scratch ticket, but the way that it works is that you scratch for the items within the reward box. You get the scratch tickets by completing daily tasks. Then you use the tickets, or the medals, I guess they call them, to get accessories and other rewards. I guess at one point it was maybe material items. They took those out of there. But it looks like you can get accessories, basically cosmetic accessories, from this. Now, the reason why this is so important and so cool is some of these accessories are cosmetic accessories that haven't been available outside of base PSO2 and the fun scratch. And the fun scratch was cool, but it was just another scratch. The nice thing I like about the reward box is eventually you will get everything in this. One thing that has been a point of contention for PSO2 players is wanting to get everything out of a scratch, and having to scratch over and over again. It's still RNG, and you get duplicates and all that good stuff. But it looks like whenever you get an item, you're not gonna be able to get that item again. You'll be getting the next set items. So you can't actually complete these boxes, which is sick. The previous announced the material items would be available in the reward box. However, as of 12/20, reward box will not contain any material items. Apologies for misinformation. See the description. Okay, so I'm not sure if they decided this on a whim, or if this is just this specific reward box, but there'll be no material items in this reward box. Winter 2023 SP scratch. These every time there's a seasonal scratch, there's always some camos that are involved. Looks like this is the Graville Almighty. Oh yeah, the one from the special scratch from before, but it looks like it's a color varianted one, which is kind of cool. I believe this one is, yeah, this is the gold camos and then the weird sword thing. Those are pretty cool. Nothing too crazy there. The start of the Black Lagoon collab. Looks like we've got some login rewards, which is just some cosmetic stuff and some SG. We will always take free SG. Now, the actual AC scratch, I'm not going to cover in detail. Skulls goes through the entire AC scratch in detail. So you're more than welcome to check out her channel. I'll leave a link in the video description over to her channel. She does in depth with a lot of these AC scratches, so that should be pretty cool to check out. But these look pretty good. We'll kind of just do a once over in case you're not super interested in them. But yeah, it looks like a pretty solid scratch. I did check out the scratch in game. One thing I do like is it's just the collab stuff. There's nothing else in there, so you have a pretty good chance of getting exactly what you want. In worst case scenario, you have something from the collab. It's not like one of those ones where you have other things mixed in. It's pretty much all just collab stuff. This the Hansel outfit is pretty freaking dope. I'll have to get that and make a little gremlin chrono. I'm gonna be very happy with that. It's just okay, yeah, no. So yeah, that pretty much covers all of that. Moving on, we have the super pre-announced urgent quest and boost campaign. Not sure why the super is tagged onto this, other than the fact that we have the event going on, but let's see what super has to do with this. Enjoy extremely powerful boss boosts during the urgent quest. Not necessarily pronounced. Okay, cool. So they're increasing rare drop rate by 100%. Item drop rate, item drop item preset skill rate. I hate the way this is worded. Basically fix the drop rate increase by 100%. Urgent quest can be completed twice. That's very nice. And then reduce HP of all enemies. And these are all pre-announced, so we know exactly when certain urgent quests will be popping. We can see everything listed here for us. Of course, an urgent quest is guaranteed to occur at A. And B, an urgent quest will occur 30 minutes after the start of the movie concert, Eternal Encore Christmas version. I mean, yeah, the movie concert. I still kind of wish they would make these into like, I don't know, VR concerts. I'm looking for like a holographic concert or hologram concert. That's what I want to say. So if you're just using movie concerts, that feels really lame. So hopefully they get something going on with these concerts, man, because everyone, or even myself, is getting kind of tired of seeing just a movie concerts consistently. When Bass had some pretty interesting concerts. I mean, granted, it took them a while to get the good concerts, but they should at least slap one more good concert in here. Here's the Black Lagoon collab, you know, the actual article for itself. Talks about the login rewards, shows off the actual posters. These are insanely sick. Love them. And then just talks about how you get the gifts themselves, where they get sent to. So nothing too crazy. The actual scratch, you can see different versions of the clothes, even shoeless versions, which is super, super awesome. These look like set wear. Revy's clothes are all actually base wear, which is very nice. The main clothes are set wear. Girls' clothes are set wear. The weapons are as they are, of course. It's funny. My wife was talking about the fact that it seems like gunners and Rangers always get the cool camos. I was like, yeah, they're just guns. So it's pretty easy for them to get good camos in that situation itself. We have Revy's gloves. We have thigh highs from Roberta. I mean, just some pretty cool stuff all around. Nothing too crazy here. Like I said, and the scratch is basically all Black Lagoon stuff, which is really nice. Nothing else mixed in, so don't worry about that too much. And then, of course, Premium PSO2 Day, as the 22nd is arriving on the 21st at 7 p.m. It starts and ends the next day. Seeing as there's no maintenance during the actual time frame, it looks like we'll be good to go. So we have the full 24 hours, and then ending, you know, the day after PSO2 Day at 7 a.m. Making sure you have plenty of time to pop your buffs and take full advantage of them as much as possible. So if you say popped it at 7 p.m. The 21st, you still have all the way till 7 p.m. on the 22nd to get your full buff timeout. No problem at all. NGS blocks will have, of course, increasing XP, rare drop rates, and then the PS2 limited day task, which will get an extra 20 Stargems for completing. So actually worth doing your limited day tasks this time around, whereas beforehand they were kind of meh. And of course, in base PSO2 blocks, you've got 100% increased fun, experience plus 200%, rare drop rate plus 200%, gathering fever occurrence plus 100%, and then boosts to increasing your units and skills, weapons and units when you're upgrading them, and then of course augmenting plus 15%. So super dope there. We of course see Arcs Rappies appearing during this time frame. Something I do miss about base game was the Arcs Rappies. They were quite fun to work with. Last little tidbit about the Endemio and the Astrio S. There was a bug that was announced in game that if these were slotted into the third slot of any weapon, unit, whatever it happens to be that you were upgrading with, that they might not work under certain circumstances. So just don't slot them into the third slot. Looks like this known issue information has been updated. So in case you guys need to look into this, there's a link. Check it out. No big deal. But just know that it was an issue being slotted in the third slot. And maybe if you're one of those people who happen to use your Astrio S, it was slotted in the third slot, you tried using it and it did not work, I would definitely recommend putting in a support ticket to hopefully get that item back. And that about wraps things up for our update video for today. If there's anything else that I missed, feel free to toss in the comments below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe when you keep up with more. I'll see you wonderful individuals next time. Take care, my friends. Peace out.